Once you see it, you can't unsee it. 23. It starts small. A receipt total. A street address. A birthday. But then it's everywhere. Was it always there? Or is something trying to get your attention? You ever get that weird feeling like the universe is trying to tell you something? Like reality is nudging you, whispering in numbers. This video is not just about a number. It's about an idea, a pattern, a portal, and perhaps a glitch in the matrix. Today we're diving deep into the number 23. A seemingly ordinary number that, once noticed, becomes a cosmic breadcrumb trail through science, myth, madness, and possibly even the multiverse itself. It's a rabbit hole so deep, once you're in, there's no climbing out. This isn't just a numerology thing. It's philosophy, psychology, history, quantum theory. It's the story of how the human mind obsesses over meaning, and how maybe, just maybe, there's something meaningful to find. It starts with a man, a writer, a surrealist. William S. Burroughs, author of Naked Lunch, Beat Generation icon, chaos thinker. In the 1960s, Burroughs told a story. He heard about a man named Captain Clark, who bragged about sailing 23 years without a single accident. That same day, Clark's ship sank. Not hours later, Burroughs hears about a plane crash. Flight 23. The pilot's name? Captain Clark. Now, maybe that's just coincidence, but for Burroughs, it wasn't. That was the beginning of a lifelong obsession. He started noticing the number 23 everywhere. In names, in dates, in patterns, in tragedies and headlines. He began to believe there was a strange force behind it, a signal maybe, a warning, or a joke. Years later, two other men, Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea, picked up that obsession and turned it into fiction. Their book, The Illuminatus Trilogy, mixed real conspiracy theories with complete nonsense. But it did one brilliant thing. It made the number 23 into a meme before memes existed. It became a symbol of chaos, of secret societies, of hidden truths buried beneath our perception. Then came the movie. In 2007, Jim Carrey, usually known for his comedy, took on a darker role in the number 23. His character becomes haunted by the number. He sees it everywhere, thinks it's controlling his life. The movie didn't just dramatize the obsession, it infected the audience. Suddenly, people all over the world started seeing 23s everywhere they looked. Car registration plates, bank statements, TV channels, even their dreams. And if that sounds silly, well, it is. But it's also human. Because once your brain thinks something might be important, it filters the world around that idea. It starts looking for confirmation. It starts believing in the pattern. But here's the strange part. Even when you know it's probably just your brain playing tricks on you, the pattern doesn't stop. Psychologists call it apophenia, the tendency to perceive connections and patterns in random data. It's why gamblers think slot machines are due. It's why conspiracy theorists link unrelated events. And it's not just a flaw in thinking, it's a survival mechanism. Our ancestors needed to spot patterns fast. It's how we detect predators, how we make predictions. But sometimes that mechanism overfires. It finds meaning where there is none. Another explanation? Confirmation bias. Once you expect to see 23, your brain makes sure you do. You unconsciously ignore the 22s and 24s and focus only on the 23s. That's why people think angel numbers work, or why horoscopes feel accurate. It's all about attention. And then there's the baader-meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion. You learn a new word, and suddenly you hear it everywhere. Not because it's appearing more often, but because now you're tuned in. So, maybe 23 isn't special. Maybe it's all in our heads. Or maybe that's exactly where it wants to be. Even if it's all just coincidence, the list of 23 related facts is unervingly long. The Earth's axis tilted at 23.5 degrees. Humans? We each get 23 chromosomes from our mother and 23 from our father. The number W, the 23rd letter of the alphabet, is often used to imply W, duality, multiplicity. Shakespeare was born and died on April 23rd. The Mayan calendar? Some interpretations of the end date line up with numbers that add to 23. And mathematically, 23 is a prime number, not divisible by anything except itself and 1. That gives it a kind of lonely purity. In numerology, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, the number of freedom, chaos, and change. The Discordians, yes, that's a real parody religion, considered 23 to be sacred. A symbol of cosmic weirdness. So, is 23 just a number? Or is it a key? And now let's shift gears. Let's ask a wilder question. What if 23 isn't just a psychological quirk or cultural meme? What if it's a glitch in the simulation? Think about it. We already know about quantum physics, the theory that at the smallest level, reality is probabilistic, not deterministic. Particles behave differently when observed. Time bends, distance warps, cause and effect gets blurry. In recent years, physicists and philosophers have seriously considered the multiverse theory. The idea that our universe is just one of many, each with different timelines, outcomes, and rules. Some multiverse models suggest there are infinite copies of you and me, living slightly different lives in slightly different realities, all layered like pages in a book. So what if 23 is a kind of cosmic signature? A marker? A fingerprint left by a crossing point between timelines? A breadcrumb from another version of you trying to send a message? Maybe it's not about the number, but about the awareness it triggers. A shift in perception. A nudge from another universe. Let's go deeper. In chaos theory, tiny changes can create massive effects. The butterfly effect. A single flap of a wing can set off a storm. In that model, the number 23 might not be special because of what it is, but because of how it moves through our minds. It disrupts logic. It bends perception. It breaks patterns and inserts new ones. It makes us question reality. And questioning reality is dangerous. Control systems, be they governments, algorithms, or even your own habits, rely on predictability. The moment you break that pattern, even just by noticing something as small as a number, you begin to see beyond the illusion. You start asking questions. Why am I here? Who's really in charge? What is this all for? That's why the number 23 shows up in Illuminatus and Discordianism. It's not just chaos, it's liberation. It's a secret handshake between the awake. And here's the most fascinating part. Once you see 23, you start reflecting it back. You create content about it. You tell your friends. You Google it. You make a YouTube video like this one. You participate in its spread. And suddenly it is everywhere, not because it was, but because you helped make it so. Which raises a chilling question. Are we following 23? Or is 23 following us? Maybe the number itself is just a mirror. It doesn't mean anything unless you do. And in that case, it might be the purest form of personal meaning in existence. A number you notice at just the right moment. A sign when you need one. A glitch that reveals the code. So here we are. After discussing mythology, math, psychology, and cosmic theory, what can we say about 23? Is it a mystical key to the multiverse? A random number we gave too much power? A psychological trick? A sacred symbol of chaos? The truth is, it might be all of them. Or none. What really matters is what it does to you. Because once you start to look, you realize 23 isn't just about superstition or coincidence. It's about awareness. It's about seeing patterns, asking questions, and paying attention. And maybe that's the point. Not to believe blindly, but to wonder, to wake up, to see. The universe is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine.